大家好，欢迎你们到 Learn Chinese Niger. So today we are going to discuss the kind of scholarships you can apply in China. Like, well, there are many actually many students didn't know that there are different kind of scholarships you can apply in China. It's not just only like the Confucius Institute scholarship. So there are different kind of scholarship. And later we are going to go in details that each scholarship, what are the requirements, and when you can apply for it. Okay, so for those that want to study in China today, so the first kind of scholarship we have is the one we call Confucius Institute Scholarship. Confucius Institute Scholarship is the kind of scholarship that you can apply through Confucius Institute. These scholarships can be only applied through Confucius Institute, no other place. And mostly it's for those that want to study Chinese language. Whether you want to study Chinese language, maybe 1 year Chinese language, 6 months, they have a month scholarship. We call it 4 weeks, 4 weeks Chinese language scholarship. They have 6 months Chinese language scholarship. They have 1 year Chinese language scholarship, and they also have 1 year. Then they have a degree, masters and PhD for that is for Confucius Institute. And mostly, if you want to apply for that scholarship, you mostly need HSK and HSKK. HSK is the one we call Hanyu Shipping Kaoshi, which can also be written only at Confucius Institute. And don't forget, there are Confucius Institute in almost all the whole country. We already make video on that, where you can get where Confucius Institute is in your country. So if you don't know where the Confucius Institute in your country, check my previous videos where I explain where you can get the Confucius Institute in your country. So the first scholarship you can apply to is what is called Confucius Institute Scholarship, which you can apply through Confucius Institute because you need a recommendation letter for Confucius Institute in your country or Confucius classroom. Even if you're in China, there are some schools, most of the schools that also work with the Confucius Institute. So that schools can also give you a recommendation letter. And there's something that people don't know. It's not just only the recommendation letter you need. When they give you the recommendation letter during the application, when you finish your application and submit online, that Confucius Institute need to go in their system. Like when they open their Confucius Institute system, they need to because for example, when you finish application, you submit your documents will get to the Confucius Institute where you apply it to, and the Confucius Institute have to in their system click pass for you for your document to send to the school where you apply to. So some students don't know that. So that's why I say the first Confucius. Don't forget. Let me not go into so much detail on this because I'm going to make another video on each scholarship, like what are the requirements and what you need to do. So here we're just here to give you the different kind of scholarships we have. Okay, so let me not make the video so long. So the first scholarship you can apply in China, Chinese scholarship is what the one we call Confucius Institute, where you can apply it here through Confucius Institute, right? And you need a recommendation letter from the Confucius Institute, and also you need HSK and HSKK. HSK is Hanyu Shipping Kaoshi, that is Chinese proficiency exam, and the HSKK is Hanyu Koyu Kaoshi, which is the Chinese oral exams you need to apply. Then the second kind of scholarship you can apply is what we call Chinese government scholarship. That is CSC scholarship, that is Chinese government scholarship. And under Chinese government scholarship, there are three types of Chinese government scholarship. We have the one we call Type A, Type B, and Type C. So all this one, when we talk on Chinese government scholarship, we're going to go in details. But for now, just know you can also apply for Chinese government scholarship. And for this Chinese government scholarship, anybody can apply for it. Whether you already learn Chinese or you have not learned Chinese at all. And any country in the whole world can also apply for it. And so for the Chinese government scholarship, have what Type A, Type B, and Type C. And Type A of the Chinese government scholarship is the one that if you get a recommendation letter from your embassy in your country, then you have like almost 80 to 90%. So Chinese government scholarship is the one that you have to apply Chinese government scholarship, the type A, is one that you need to get a recommendation letter from your embassy in your country, okay? And if you get that recommendation letter from your embassy, that means to get the scholarship is like almost 80 to 90%. Then the second Chinese government scholarship type B is one that you need to apply direct to the Chinese schools, that is the university in China. That if you apply for it, for example, if you're going for a PhD, you need to write to the school, and if you're able to get a supervisor, that means to get that scholarship is also like 70 to 80%. Okay, so the Chinese government scholarship, don't forget, Chinese government scholarship have what, three types, right? We have type A, type B, and type C. So one, you need to get the recommendation letter from the embassy, then before you cannot apply to the school. Then type B is the one that you apply to the school direct. Just all this application is online. Just do the application online, submit your documents and all that, sent to the school. And type C is also another type of. Don't forget, when we go in details or for each scholarship, we are going to, make more details on it. So this is just the second kind of scholarship we have. So the first kind of scholarship is what? Confucius Institute Scholarship. And the second type of scholarship is Chinese government scholarship. Then the third kind of scholarship is the one that we call provincial scholarship. In just like in Nigeria, we have different states. Like Nigeria have different states, like Lagos State, Abuja, Anambra, Enugu State, like that. In China, they have the one they call their own province. So they also have provincial scholarship, which also is, of course, it's also have to do with government, but we call it provincial scholarship. And those kind of scholarship is the one that yeah, I forgot something. For the Chinese, for the Confucius, the first one, that is the Confucius scholarship. If you're able to get the scholarship, it covers both your school fees, your house rent, that is your hostel rent, insurance, uh, which other thing? Insurance, and also have a monthly allowance of almost, if it's in Nigeria, maybe approximately 500,000 monthly. If you're able to get it, that is the Confucius scholarship. Then the government scholarship too also have also covers tuition fee, it covers the house rent, and also have insurance, also cover insurance. Some type of the government scholarship will cover your flight ticket going to China and going back to your country. Coming to China and going back to your country also covered it, and the also allowance almost approximately like that's 500. Okay, that is it. So we already mentioned Chinese Confucius scholarship. The second one is what government scholarship. That is Chinese government scholarship, what we call CSC. And the third one is provincial scholarship. Provincial scholarship is the kind of scholarship that's also, just like we have explained already, that you can also get in China. But this kind of scholarship is the one that covered, some provincial scholarship covered only your school fees. Like if you get it, your school fees will be omitted. You don't need to pay school fees again. Then you need to pay only your house rent and your feeding allowance. Provincial scholarships that cover your school fees and your accommodation. That means that one you don't have allowances. You don't have monthly allowances. And also there are also the kind of provincial scholarships that cover your school fees, your house rent, and they also give you monthly allowance, but not up to the one that Confucius Institute scholarship is giving, and or the Chinese government scholarship is giving. Maybe just like 1,000 Chinese money monthly, or 1,500 or 2,000, depending on the province. So that is the second. That is the provincial scholarship. So, and provincial scholarship mostly is only people that can apply for it is those that maybe that want to apply for degree or that. And then provincial scholarship is the one that the people that can apply for provincial scholarship is only those that want to do their degree, masters, or PhD. That is for provincial scholarship. For provincial scholarships, you don't have we don't have 1 year scholarship, like for those that want to do only the language. So provincial scholarship is only those that want to apply for, maybe you want to do degree, you want to do masters, or you want to do PhD. It can be Chinese, can be any other course. And don't forget, it's only the Confucius Institute that it can only study Chinese language. But for provincial scholarship, it can, government scholarship, you can study Chinese language or any other course you want to. That's Chinese government scholarship, that's CSC. You can whether Chinese language taught in Chinese or English course taught in English. Or you can also get a course taught in Chinese for government scholarship. Then for provincial scholarship too, you can also get any course. You can get a course taught in English. You can get English also maybe maybe you want to do engineering, computer science, business administration, international language, business administration or international trade, and you can go for any of the courses. Okay, for the government scholarship and provincial scholarship, you can go for any courses like this ones I mentioned. Then also, how many scholarships you have mentioned? Confucius scholarship, Chinese government scholarship, provincial scholarship. Then the fourth one, the first scholarship we are coming is also, there are some schools also have their scholarship. School also give international students scholarship, and the type of scholarship that school has is the one that also they will give you some amount of money in a year, but the amount, the money will cover some money, some school, it depending on schools, it's depending on the kind of scholarship that schools has. Some schools will just give you a money that worth your school fees, and some school will give you a money that worth maybe half of your school fees, because for school scholarship also have type A, type B, and type C. It depending on the amount. And also for school scholarship, it's only those in China that can apply for it. That you're already a student in China, you can apply for it. Okay, okay. So as we said, okay, today I think we have only 4 kind of scholarship we are going to explain today. I don't want to make this video to be so long. So later we are going to explain in details is this scholarship, what are the requirements. So today I have mentioned we have Confucius Scholarship, Confucius Institute Scholarship, we also have Chinese government scholarship, we have provincial scholarship, and we also have schools scholarship, that is universities in China, the school scholarship. And all those scholarship, Confucius scholarship is the one that you apply for only those that want to study Chinese language. And which you say you can apply for 6 months, you can apply for 1 year, you can apply for degree, like the bachelor degree, you can apply for masters, or you can apply for PhD, but only Chinese language, only those that want to study Chinese language. And before you apply for all this, you must have HSK and HSKK, depending on the requirement of each one. And also, don't forget, we say we're going to tell in detail for each one, because each one has the age limit. Yes. Then for the government scholarship, we said that government scholarship is one that you can apply for any courses you want. You can apply for any courses you want. But for those that have HSK and HSKK course, have more opportunity. Why? Because most schools in China all the courses are taught, even if, for example, I want to do engineering, but I have HSK 5, I can apply for it, but the classes will be taught in Chinese. That means I have more opportunity to get more schools, to apply to more schools, because most schools in China all the courses are taught in Chinese. But there are some that taught in English, and it is more than the schools that have taught in English. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. So, for example, for somebody that have HSK or HSKK, that, for example, I want to do international trade, I can apply for taught in Chinese. I have more opportunity than someone that has only that doesn't have HSKK, that applying for taught in English. And do we understand? Okay, then the provincial scholarship also is the one that we said, or whether you want to apply for course taught in English or taught in Chinese, anybody can apply for it. And then for the school scholarship is one that only those already in school, like already in China, can apply for it. Okay, so that's all we are going to be discussing today, the kind of scholarships we have in China. And then in the next video, we're going to make video in details on how to apply for, if you want to apply for Confucius scholarship, when do you apply for what are the requirements and the age limits. Then if I want to apply for government scholarship, when is it starting and what are the age limits, the provincial scholarship and the school scholarship. We're going to make videos for each of them to explain it in details. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye there.